All right, we are live. Welcome to another episode of DSP. As always, I'm your host, Josh. Tonight's guest definitely got my attention about a couple months ago when I started seeing him post up crazy amounts about this airbender group. And if you grew up in the 90s like I did, we all remember Avatar, the last airbender. So that definitely got my attention. So without further ado, here's my guest. Let him introduce himself and then let us know how long you've been playing for and how did you actually get into disc golf?
Yeah. Hey, Josh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the invite. My name is Laren Bergstein. I run the 989 Airbenders Disc Golf Club here in Midland, Michigan. I started playing disc golf back probably late high school, just kind of dabbled in it a little bit, probably a few years after high school. But then it just kind of got pushed to the wayside and I stopped playing for a while. And then all of a sudden I just picked it back up in 2023 and just really ran with it.
That's really cool. So since when you over time you obviously got better and better and what kind of helped you get better throughout the years? Was it watching people on camera, or was it just getting out and playing with your buddies and learning tips and that?
I think it's just a little bit of everything. You can learn a lot from watching these coaches on YouTube, but a lot of it's just getting out there doing it and learning your mistakes and what your tendencies are. And then also it's great to go out there and play with other people that are better than you, especially, and see, what you admire in them, what, different things that they do that you like, and just try and copy it.
Yeah, that's how I am. I like to push myself to constantly push with guys that are better than me, because then I learn a lot. It's just like, oh, wait, they wouldn't force that. They would actually go that way. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely opens up the whole idea of playing a lot better.
Really, the biggest thing is just sticking with it. If you have a bad round, that doesn't matter. You're going to get better. You're getting better over time, whether you know it or not.
Yes. So what is the disc golf scene out like you? Is there a lot of tournaments every weekend? Is there leagues almost every night?
There's a pretty big disc golf scene out here in the mid-Michigan area. I mean, right now, especially in the summer, I think there's pretty much a league within a half-hour drive almost every single day.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little longer, but yeah, there's almost one every single day. We have tournaments almost every weekend, maybe a little longer of a drive, closer to an hour. But especially during the warmer months, we have a lot going on out here. And I can see a lot more potential with this area, too, when it comes to disc golf.
That's really cool. So are the courses all kind of close together? Or they kind of spread out, you got a long drive in between courses?
I was actually looking up on UDisc before this interview, and we have within 25 miles, we have 9 courses.
Okay.
25 miles of us. They're all well maintained, kept nice by the city and by the clubs that maintain them. Seems like I'm always hearing about, this course is getting new baskets. There's one in Chesting that just got brand new baskets. They had a cool tournament today to kind of celebrate it.
Ooh.
There's a 9-hole course around here that's being turned into an 18-hole course. We're really lucky out here. And I think in the whole state of Michigan has a ton of courses. I mean, if you look at the map on UDisc and you back up a little bit, it's just full of just baskets all over the lower peninsula.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if you looked on UDisc, the Western New York area, where I live, within 25 minutes, I have about 10 courses. Okay. And then if I drive about 45 minutes, then I have another 10 courses to choose from, which is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing, like I said, pretty heavily for the last 2 years, and I feel like I barely scratched the surface with the courses that are around here.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of gave you the idea of hey, I want to start the Airbenders crew? So how did that all come about, and where did you actually come up with the name for it?
I mean, well, at its core, kind of at a basic level, we started the Airbenders because we wanted to help grow the sport in the area, the sport that we love to play. You might even say it was a little selfish reason, kind of bring more tournaments and more leagues a little closer by and have more fun stuff going on. But and also we figured, why not help the community while we're at it? That's where we started donating money to the Midland Humane Society from all of our tournaments. Half of the raffle for the summit that we're planning is going to the Humane Society. So we just figured, if we have the platform, why not help our community and lift our community up while we're at it?
That's really cool. So what is did you say it's the Humane Society?
Yep, the Midland County Humane Society.
So what is that?
It's just the local Humane Society for adopting dogs and cats.
Okay.
And we've been raising money for them since we started back in 2023. We give a portion of our tournament proceeds to them every tournament. We get donations from our members and random community members sometimes throughout the year, and a big portion of our summit proceeds will go to them also.
That's really cool. So how is it working with other teams and organizations in your area, in the disc golf scene in your area? Are you guys in good communication, able to work together? Hey, we want to see these improvements at this course, or is it kind of like a little tussle between like who's in charge?
I mean, I wouldn't call it a tussle, but there's definitely a lot of there's not enough communication in the area, and I feel like that might be common around the country since disc golf is. We have a lot of clubs that are all kind of pushing towards their own goal, which is nothing wrong with that. We have a goal of lifting up the community and kind of being more beginner-friendly tournaments. The local shop around here runs PDGA sanctioned events all year. But I mean, that's something that I also want to work on with the 989 Airbenders, kind of bringing all the clubs together and all the organizations together so we can work as a team instead of unintentionally working against each other and scheduling events on the same days and things like that, which really doesn't help the community because then they're forced to pick between two tournaments when maybe they wanted to play both. If there was communication before, we could have had a weekend full of disc golf, instead of 3 events on one day or something.
Yeah, that would definitely be really cool to see is organizations all throughout the whole disc golf scene being able to work together and really grow the sport, because that's the main goal, is to grow the sport.
Exactly. We're all working towards the same thing. It'd almost be cool if there was like an app similar to like UDisc that could be just for that, just a board where we can all post things and let people know what our schedules are and what our plans for the year. Like collaborations will be easier to do.
Yeah.
On a long list of plans for the Airbenders future and how we're going to improve the sport. That's
good. That's going to be really cool. That would actually be huge too. That improve communication all over the place.
Yeah.
So, what tournaments does your club hold, or is there a bunch of tournaments you guys hold throughout the season, or is it just 1 or 2?
Well, that was kind of one of the things we had to decide when we first started, is that what did we want to do? We want to do tournaments, we want to do leagues, what are we going to be about? And I kind of started leaning towards tournaments. So we have our 5 core tournaments that we do every year. We actually did a couple kind of practice tournaments when we first started back in late 2023. Then starting last year, we did 5 tournaments throughout the year. Each one was at Chippewa Banks, our local course. And they had different formats last year. We got a little bit deeper into that fun format changes this year. But we have our opening day tournament in March. We have a closing day tournament in October. That's been tradition has been 2 rounds of 18 holes. Then we have 3 tournaments in the middle that have kind of started to build their own identity. The second one we did this year, we moved all the tee pads around.
Ooh.
And so it was the same course, just different tee pads. Baskets were in the same location. And I took it even one step further with that, where I kind of got tired of promoting the same thing every time with our tournaments. Here's the trophies, here's the prizes, here's the details, trophies, prizes, details, over and over again. And I just wanted to think of a different thing to promote to get people excited about our tournaments. So I kind of put some lore behind that tournament, a little bit of a storyline where the details on our social media, but it's like a monster came to the course and remixed all the tee pads, and a brave group of disc golfers had to battle the course to bring it back to normal. So that was kind of fun promoting that and building a story behind that. And we also have another tournament, our 3rd one of this year, will be tomorrow, and it's called Mandatory Island. Ooh. And you can probably guess it means that we added some mandatory signs and some island holes to that same course, our home course at Chippewa Banks. So that one's going to be fun, a lot of setup, but I think it'll be worth it. I think people will have a lot of fun. Then our next tournament, which will be in September, we're going to do a 1 disc challenge. We're going to bring 1 disc with you. So that'll kind of twist things up a little bit. And then again, our closing day tournament in October. But I mean, I've got tons of plans of things that I want to do. I do want to start leagues at some point. That's probably something we might start doing next year. I want to talk to the local disc golf community and see what league they think is missing. We have a lot of random doubles. We have some singles. We have sanctioned events. We have a really cool glow league that we do over the winter here. Now we don't do it, but that is done at our local course.
That's pretty cool.
It's super fun. It's called Friday Night at the Banks. It goes all winter long, every Friday.
So you guys don't get much snow up there, huh?
We do, and we play through it. There's some heroic battles Friday Night at the Banks where there's I want to say 30, 40 mile an hour winds and snowing, and a group of people still went out there. They were talking about it on Facebook, whether they were going to go.
Oh my God. Whew.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go, but.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Good on them, I guess. Yeah, but we got a lot of plans for the future. I want to maybe start dabbling in like glow events or ace races. Got a lot of other plans I don't want to tell you, and they're gonna be a secret, and you'll have to find out next year. We got a lot of fun.
Ooh, that's really cool. So, what's the women's side of the sport looking like for you guys out there? Is it growing? Is it kind of like it's
That's
kind of
actually one of our
stagnant?
goals. We one of our members, Pauline, who's been with us almost since the start, kind of took it upon herself to start helping grow the women's scene in the area, and also with our club. She wanted to bring in more women. Again, almost selfishly, because she was one of the only women in our group, and she wanted more competition at the tournaments that we were playing at. So we actually promoted her at the beginning of this year to our women's outreach coordinator. And that's one of her big goals, is trying to grow women's sports in the area. She's actually doing a putting competition with some female pros in the area.
Ooh.
I believe it's in D-Glow. There's I can't think of the name. I'd have to look it up. I want to say Ella maybe is one of them that they do. Every time they go to a tournament, they put on a putting school, and they reach out to her and ask her to kind of be a part of it and go down there and help out. So we're doing a lot of big things with the women's side of disc golf.
That's really cool. So, is there a lot of like pros that like are from your area, and does like the pros come to your area?
We actually have 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. There might be a chance I'm missing some, and I'm so sorry if I am, but from Michigan.
Mhm.
There's Andrew Marweed, Kyle Klein, and also Luke Taylor. It's from Mount
Okay.
Pleasant, which is about a half an hour away from here. He's doing good at Worlds, I think. I think I saw he was tied for 13th.
Ooh, that's really good.
Kyle Klein and Andrew are also near the top there. I think 18th or tied for 18th or 31st, but they're all doing good representing Michigan. But Luke Taylor was actually nice enough last year at the end of the year to sign a stack of discs for us. We've been
Ooh,
handing those out as CTP prizes at all of our tournaments this year.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, what's the biggest tournament that gets held in your area?
You mean besides all of our tournaments?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I mean, our tournaments have definitely grown since we started. Our very first tournament, we only had 4 people show up, but I was super happy about that. Like I said, it was kind of our preseason testing the water. And then maybe to give you a comparison, our opening day tournament last year had 10 people. Our opening day this year was a record breaker at 32 people.
Oh, all right.
Feeling with the amount of feedback I'm getting for our tournament tomorrow, that's gonna be another big one too.
Yeah.
But as far as like the biggest tournament in the area, like I said, the local shop runs a lot of PDGA events that are like weekend-long B tiers. I want to say the biggest one I've been to was actually not even a PDGA one. It was out in the Mount Pleasant area, and it was at a really cool course called Deerfield Nature Preserve, I think, or not. That's the area, the park that it's in. It's got 2 different courses at it, one called Deerfield and one called Wildwood. Super great courses. If you're ever in the area and can only play one park, I would highly recommend that. It's actually a toboggan course over the winter. There's a couple, you can imagine like the hills and some of the cool shots you get to play while you're there. But I played a charity event out there. Probably, I played it 2023 and 24, but one of the years it was probably 100 people, I think, participants. So between all the caddies and everything, got 150 people floating around that course. It was a great time.
That sounds really, really fun.
Yeah.
So, right now, like, when tournaments are opening up on like the disc golf scene for you guys, is it filling up pretty quick, or is it or have you seen kind of it taking longer to fill up compared to like the COVID boom?
Well, we weren't around for the COVID boom. I mean, for PDGA events, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't playing sanctioned leagues or really involved in disc golf quite yet, but it does seem like just the first event that I played in back in 2023, the summer of that year, was a decent size. I want to say like 40 people there. And that same event I played at a year later, and there were 60.
Okay.
The disc golf scene is definitely growing here. And like I said, I see a lot of potential out here. We get a lot of support from the city, from the community, from all the local clubs and players. Like, I can see maybe this being a disc golf destination in the future, maybe at least in Michigan, if not the whole country.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds it. So what is the summit? I've been seeing you post a lot about it, and please do. I want to know about this.
I'm going to go off on it right now. Let's see. We're going to have TNT. First of all, I'll try and describe what it is. There's not really a word that can describe what it is, but it's like a combination, sorry.
You're good.
Of like a disc golf convention, like a community block party, and a carnival, like all wrapped into one. It's we had an idea of what it was going to be when we started planning this back in March, but it's kind of morphed into its own thing. Like, we're going to have TNT Authentic Mexican Food Trucks going to be there all day. It's on August 10th here in Midland at Emerson Park. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we're going to have, like I said, the food truck's going to be there serving up all day. The Midland Humane Society is going to come and bring some adoptable dogs for everybody to go home with. We have a huge raffle planned with 100 prizes we'll be handing out throughout the day. Tickets will just be $1. We also have a separate kids-only raffle for everyone under the age of 13 gets a free kids-only raffle ticket. And those won't be for sale, so everyone gets an equal chance of winning for the kids. We'll have a family table with a bunch of activities for kids. We got a little scavenger hunt planned. We got a coloring station where we can feature their artwork on our social media.
Ooh.
We got a couple vendors there. The Airbenders are going to be selling a bunch of our merch. We got some exclusive limited edition Summit t-shirts we'll be selling. But back to the raffle, we actually got a bunch of good donations from a bunch of companies. Here's a little sneak peek of some of the discs we got from MVP.
Ooh.
They were enough to donate 90 lab second discs. They donated a brand new Black Hole Pro basket. They donated a disc golf backpack and a few signs that we can hang up to make the Summit look a little bigger and more exciting. We got donations from Infinite Discs. We got donations from Trash Panda. Some local people around here donated. So that's why we end up getting over 100 prizes we'll be handing out. We'll be doing drawings every hour on the half hour, handing out at least like 10 or 20 prizes each time. Like I said, there'll be a kids drawing every hour on the half hour. There's going to be lots of stuff. I feel like I'm missing something, but it's going to be a really good time.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with the idea of doing this?
I'm glad you asked. It was actually back in March. Me and Pauline were talking on our group chat in a little private message, and she messaged me and said, hey, how much do you think it would cost for us to get a booth at the local festival in the area? It's called River Days. And my response was probably too expensive for us, but look into it. Like, let's see what it is. Maybe it's something we can do next year. And I want to say 20 minutes later, I messaged her back before she even responded to me. And I said, actually, let's do our own disc golf expo. And I remember because it was the day before I had to work, and that was at like 9 o'clock, and we were up for hours messaging back and forth these grandiose ideas. We had all these plans. We're like, we're going to have vendors and guest speakers and a food truck and a DJ, and we're going to do a silent auction and a raffle. And we just went crazy with it and kind of had to tone it back a little bit for our first year to kind of test the waters. Had to cancel a few things, but other things like the raffle kind of built up a lot more than we expected. We're getting a lot of good feedback from it, and I'm truly excited to see how it turns out. And I'm already excited for next year. This is definitely going to be a yearly thing that we do.
Yeah, just based on your post I've been seeing, it looks so like crazy awesome. Like, dang.
They can come and hang out for the whole 6 hours. They can stop by and just hang out for a few raffle drawings, get some food. It's going to be a fun time.
So is there a way for people who can't make it there, like, because like someone like me who's not in the state, is there a way for us to get involved?
Excuse. I looked it up. You're only 9 hours away. That's just gosh, no excuse.
So is there a way that like us that aren't there, are we able to get involved somehow?
That's actually a really good idea that we could maybe for next year, but for now we don't really have much of a way. I mean, I could put my Venmo link up there. People want to donate to the Humane Society. But for next year, as far as next year goes, we're going to be reaching out to a lot more vendors. I think it's going to be a much bigger event. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Anytime that like a disc golf expo goes on, like the one that Ben, I think it is from Staggered Stance that he puts on. I think that's who it is. That always sounds interesting. Like I always want to go, but I can never make it. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I'm truly excited about this. I'm giddy. I believe that's the correct word.
Yeah, I think so. So are you guys gonna have like throwing coaches there with like a net to throw in to improve people's forms?
The only throwing involved will be we have a putting competition.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a competition where if you make 3 specific putts, one of them will be a straddle putt, one will be from your knees, and the third one will be a secret revealed on the day of. And you can make all 3 of them in a row, you win a prize. And that's one of the donations we got from another local shop around here. They donated us a bunch of nearly new and used discs. So we'll have 30 of those to hand out to the first 30 people that can complete that challenge.
That's really cool. Man, that like sounds so freaking awesome. And that's awesome that you
like we had such great ideas, and it's just we didn't have the resources or the time or the money right now. Like I can only imagine what next year's gonna be like.
Yeah, and the years to follow. The
biggest was all the people that we reached out to were like, this is your first year doing it. We don't know what to expect. We don't know if we want to commit, but they'll see what it's like, and they'll regret their decision.
Oh yeah, it'll make them more interested for next time around. Yeah. We're like, oh man, we missed out. All right, we definitely have to make sure we get it next time.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so cool. So speaking of discs, let's talk about your bag. What do you throw, and what do you like to throw?
The key thing with my bag is I don't want to lose discs. So all my discs are either bright pink or bright orange. So that's the first thing that I've been slowly transitioning my bag over into a non-losable discs, like no more green, no more dark tie-dye or anything. But I'm really an overstable guy. Like, like we were talking earlier about, we're both predominant forehand players.
Yep.
I really like the cap wrap. I can really shape shots with that. I mean, I putt with a Logic. As some people can see by my name, Bergstein. I love throwing the Berg. Shout out to Castaplast. If you want to sponsor me, I'd be happy to just have you guys sponsor me just for the Berg.
That'd be awesome.
That's my go-to upshot disc. Yeah, but I'm an open bag guy. I'm not really specific to brands. Just, as long as it's bright pink or bright orange and I like the feel and it flies good, I'll throw it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What made you decide open bag instead of just focusing, like, how like a lot of new players, like we were talking about, there as soon as they come in the sport, oh, I got just throw this bag, like I gotta stick with this.
Yeah. I mean, it never really was an option for me to not throw all the brands. Like, I mean, you go to the shop and you just see what's there, and I mean, like I said, I look for what the color is, and I'm going and looking for maybe an overstable fairway or a straight flying mid range, and I just look at everything they got. I never wanted to limit myself to a specific brand.
Yeah. I went the opposite way. I only threw Trilogy, so I just stick with it, and I was like, yep, there we go. It works. Why change it?
Don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. And you're like me, who likes throwing the felon for your forehand, so it's like, that's perfect. That's all I need.
Go to, yeah.
Yep. Do you have any questions for me so far?
I actually just realized I don't think I ever told you where our name came from.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Just stuck in my head. It's actually kind of a funny story. For some reason, it's stuck in my head like it was yesterday. But we were playing me and my two nephews who started this disc golf club way back in 2023. Two of my nephews, Ethan and Braden. We were playing all summer long in 2023, really falling in love with the sport. And my mindset is always like, what's next? What can we do to make this more fun, do better? What next week? What can we do next year? So I was kind of thinking, like, would you guys want to start a club? And I kind of had pitched the idea to them a few times. No idea what it would turn into, just a small little club. I'd have been happy if it was just us three forever in this club, but I'm also ecstatic about how much it's grown in the past, not even 2 years. But we were playing the course. They had known that I had kind of been pitching the idea of starting a club, and we were on hole 14 at Chippewa Banks. We had thrown our tee shots, and we were walking up to them, and I said it to them again, like, hey, guys, if we were going to start a club, what do you want to call it? And I don't know. We couldn't really think of an idea, so I just looked up online, like, cool names for a disc golf club. And we had like a long list of them right there. And I started going through them. And as soon as I said Airbenders, we were all like, yep, that's it. But I was like, well, if we're going to be about the community, I kind of want to add in where we are. Should we be like the Midland Airbenders? And they're like, no, they're like 989 Airbenders. And then that's just where it started.
That's perfect.
That day, I think I went home and started our social media page. I think a month later, we did our first tournament. A month later, we did another tournament. All winter, I was planning our 2024 season. And we started with 3 members, and we're up to 22 now.
Oh, that's really cool. So how do you get people to, like, how do people join?
Well, what is it, a year and a half now? We had 2 member, I call them new member pushes, where I reach out to people, or basically anybody that had supported our club in the past, whether mostly from like coming to our tournaments or something. I had their name, and basically anybody I could find on social media that I thought would be a good fit, I reached out to them at the end of each year, and then we invite members at the beginning of the year. But I think this year will be the first time that I kind of post it more publicly and kind of say, if you want to join, here's, the process. So if anybody wants to join our club in the area, they're free to follow us on social media, either Instagram or Facebook, 989 Airbenders. And I'll be posting at the end of this year about the details about joining.
That's going to be really cool. Do you have any plans of expanding to people that are outside your state, or are you going to just keep this kind of like a local club?
What's your area code?
716.
716 Airbenders kind of has a nice ring to it.
we already have tons of different clubs already here.
You don't have
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd be happy to expand as far as this thing can go. Like, as much good as we can do in the community and for the sport, I'm all about it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, what ideas could you come up with just on the fly to like grow the sport and get this sport into hands of like the next generation to come?
Man, I wasn't going to release this idea, but I guess I'll give you an exclusive sneak peek of something I'm thinking about doing next year.
Ooh.
Like I mentioned earlier, we're all about bringing more beginners into the sport. Like my own personal experience with the sport was you kind of start playing really casually. You start to like it. You play a little more competitively with your friends, maybe little side games. And then there's this huge gap between casual playing and PDGA sanctioned events. And I kind of want to fill that gap and give people an idea what it's like to play in a tournament, have like a 2-minute warning and a tee off and, the structure of the event before going to their first PDGA event. Because my first one was so intimidating.
Oh, mine too.
Parking in the parking lot and walking up to the course and seeing somebody on the hole 1 tee pad just like park hole 1, which is like a hole that I would like bogey if I was lucky. And it's very intimidating. It takes you a few times of playing before you can actually kind of start to enjoy it. So I kind of want us to be a gap, like a stepping stone into the PDGA. So along that same lines of bringing in beginners, we want to bring in more kids to the sport because, of course, they're the future of the sport. So you better not steal this idea, Josh. This is a good idea. I want to run like a summer camp for kids, like a weekly disc golf summer camp. So
that's a good way to do it.
And yeah, they can get like maybe a free putter or something. Parents can maybe get a little break from their kids over the summer. We play a few different courses, have a big tournament at the end of it. But that's one of the big ideas I'm working on for next year.
Yeah.
And we always make sure to have a separate junior division in our tournaments too, to give them a chance to win prizes.
That's really cool. I like the idea. So speaking of your first PDGA event, so how did that go for you? I want to hear your story. I'll share mine.
It went horrible. How do you think it went, Josh? It was scary. And then you look on the PDGA website and you don't know what division to join. And for some reason, I thought I needed to join MA3. So that was not fun. I placed second to last place, and the only person I beat was somebody that DNF'd. So not that great. But again, it was super fun. It was a heck of an experience, but I wish I could have enjoyed the experience more and not let the nerves take over. Like I wish there was in the tournament like the Airbenders that I could have played in a few times to get used to it and get used to the pressure and what it's like.
Yeah. So for me, me and my cousin picked up this sport, and we're just because one of the guys I think it was 22, I think 21 or 22. I can't really remember. But a guy from my work took me out to go play disc golf, and then I liked it because I sucked at it, and I thought, okay, cool. Because I'm one of those people, if I suck at something, I get addicted. I got to be better at it.
Be better, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I text my cousin about it. He goes, oh, yeah, I've been playing for a long time. There's a course right next to my house. So I went up playing there, and then someone said something about tournaments. I'm like, oh, hey, I want to play that. Yeah. So I showed up to the tournament thinking, oh, I could do this, no problem. I played sports my whole life.
What division did you play?
MA3.
See, I don't know why it pushes us to MA3.
So I played a challenging course, Bond Lake. That's one of our main tournament courses around here. I showed up to that course blind, never played it before. So I was like, oh, I got this. I played football my whole life. I could throw a football pretty far. I got this. Yeah, I couldn't throw a disc further than 50 feet. So it made a long day. Yeah. And then one of the guys who just recently passed away in our scene, Mike Kelsey, he basically took me under his wing for that whole tournament. He even talked to the TD and said, hey, for second round, put him on my card again. I want to keep with this kid to help him out. And then so he took me on each hole, and then he's like, hey, this is how far it is. Try this shot, try that shot. And he walked me through the whole thing.
It's so nice when you have a veteran take you under your wing like that.
Oh, yeah. And because that tournament was such a good experience, I got hooked for life there. Like one of the guys that won, his name is Chris. He won, I think it was like the MA1 or MPO division. And instead of taking the prize of like a bag, he took the bag prize and gave it to me because I was carrying my disc. I didn't have a bag or nothing.
Oh no.
Yeah, so he gave me the prize bag, and I was like, oh, cool. So. And then I
love hearing stories about that in disc golf.
Yeah, like that's what got me hooked on disc golf even more, is because the scene literally just like embraced me as a new player and like basically showed me how it's done, and it's like so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think there's so much more potential left with this sport. Like I can't wait to see where it is a few years, 5 years down the road.
Yeah, just because the disc golf scene in general, like no matter where you go, it's just so welcoming and so like family like.
Yeah, and there's something in it for everybody. Like you can be, play casual, you can play competitive with your friends, you can do tournaments, you can, if you just like to go out hike in the wilderness, it's fun, you get fresh air, you get exercise. I mean, the list is endless for reasons to even just at least try disc golf. I mean, I think if you're, old enough to walk, or if you could throw a disc, you should at least give it a shot one time in your life.
Yeah, and you don't even have to feel the pressure of needing to be like really good at it. Like you could be like me, who can have a really good round and then follow up the second round with a terrible round that puts you at the bottom. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, some of the people that have the most fun are the ones that don't care about their round. They're just out there to enjoy the company or just the fresh air or whatever.
Yeah. Now, are you like me, like one of those people that don't care about your rating? Just kind of because I just could care less about my rating and I just sign up for tournaments no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I've been having so much fun running this disc golf club that I've kind of started steering away from sanctioned events. I played in a lot of them. My first year, 2023, I think in a 4-month span, I played in 8 or 9 sanctioned events. Then last year, I kind of slowed down a little bit because of a back injury. And then this year, with how much growth has come with the club, like it's truly fun to me. Like this is a hobby. Like some people play Magic the Gathering, some people, collect stamps or whatever. Like I love running this club. Like this is fun seeing it grow and seeing all the positive impact we're having on people's lives and just seeing how much they are attracted to what we're doing.
Yeah. And I just,
as far as like rating, like, I mean, I'm like right at the edge of like being pushed up to MA3 and I kind of want to go up to MA3 just because there's a little more competitiveness and, you don't get kind of stuck with a lot of people that don't care about their round as much. And it's just nice I'd be fine if I could level out at MA3 and just be there for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I learned this earlier when I started doing this show that like divisions in each state are completely different. Like you're saying MA, yeah. Oh yeah, it's completely different. Like MA, okay, so like
there's universal across all PDGA.
It is to a certain degree. Because I was talking to a guy who lives down in Florida, and he was explaining to me how MA4 and MA3 they play the same layout, and then when you jump up to MA2, you play a completely different layout, and then you change your layout again for MA1.
Oh.
So it's really weird.
Like
and then
specific to the area that they're in, or
I have no idea.
Huh?
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. Each area kind of has their own little culture and way they do things. There could be
And then like around here, MA4 plays reds, and then MA3 and MA2 play the same layout of whites, and then MA1 you do a pro layout, and then back down to the amateur layout, which is the whites. And then if you're MPO, then you just play the pro layout. Is it like that for you?
Out in your area have multiple T-pad locations or baskets?
Yes.
Every single one?
We call it alt pin locations, and most courses don't, but we all have, each course has different T-pads. They have whites, blues, and reds.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of our courses just have the one T-pad. We have a couple. There's one in Alma that has multiple T-pads. I believe maybe multiple basket locations too. I'm not sure. But yeah, most of them are set in stone out here.
Okay. Yeah, Joseph Davis, that was one of the oldest courses that we have in this area, and they just put in the red concrete T-pads. So it's a nice, beautiful layout, and they just put in all new baskets too. So it's like amazing.
This sport is blowing up, and people don't understand.
Yeah.
Train before it takes off.
Yeah, they gotta get on the train before they miss it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So speaking of courses, what's your favorite course to play out there?
Probably the course I play the most often is Chippewa Banks. It's named after the river that it's right next to, the Chippewa River. And it's just maybe I'm biased just because I'm like 4 or 5 minutes away from there and I can play it real quick. And I play it so much, I know the layout like the back of my hand. I can walk through it with my eyes closed, But it's a really well-balanced course, and it's challenging for beginners. I mean, it's great for beginners to challenge them, but there's also easy holes to make them feel good and they have a chance at birdie. But even like intermediate and maybe more advanced players like playing that course too, because the first 6 holes are a nice little warm up. We're on the field and you kind of go in the back in the woods for the rest of it. And then there's a few signature holes. There's a couple baskets that are on like a boulder. But it's a great course because the city keeps up with it. The club, there's a club that keeps it clean and maintains it whenever trees fall or they need to do basket. It seems like it's always evolving. And I like playing that. And there's a lot of great courses in the area, like the one in Mount Pleasant. I think if you're ever going to be out here and you're going to play one course, I would recommend the one in Mount Pleasant just with how cool the layout is and all the signature holes that they have. And there's 2 different courses in the one park.
That's really cool. So, yeah, that's really awesome. It's pretty nice, like when you have a course like right there, because no matter what your schedule is, you can always just get out there for a quick round. I always find that really, really nice.
Oh yeah, And especially if you know the course really well, you know how you can cut over and play like a 5-hole loop or a 9-hole or a 10 or 13 or whatever. Play whatever loop you
Yeah.
want. More convenient.
And then you can also practice it for like, hey, I want to make a hybrid hole for like this tournament coming up.
Yeah, yep. And that's kind of why I did all of our tournaments at that course at Chippewa Banks this year, because I know it so well. Since I wanted to do different formats, it'd be easier for me to plan since I can kind of just sit there and plan in my head instead of a course I don't play very often.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. So, how did you become like a TD? Like, was it kind of like was it kind of like a lot of work to get there? And then like your first tournament, was it nerve wracking to run, or was it pretty easy?
My goodness, yes, it was nerve wracking. I mean, that's still nerve wracking to this day. Like, if it wasn't for this podcast right now, I'd be stressing out about packing for our tournament tomorrow. This is probably going to be one of the most setup that I've ever had to do at any of our tournaments. Normally, I just have to put out CTP flags, but I'm going to have to make islands with flags. I'm going to have to put up mandatory signs, drop zones. We're also doing a little twist on the island holes to make it more fair for the juniors. We're making them more like peninsula holes where like they stay in bounds and get to the island, or else they're penalized that way. That's because there's such a wide range of how far juniors can throw it. We couldn't really do like a second tee pad or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, after this one, I'm really going to be looking forward to our next tournament where it's just a 1 disc challenge. It will be 0 setup from me. They just bring 1 disc.
That's going to be really cool.
Like I said, like our first 2 tournaments back in 2023 were kind of testers, and we were trying to feel out the scene and what people wanted and what kind of layouts they liked. And then this year we really fell into our core tournaments. And my problem is I like to push myself every single tournament. I'm always trying to add more stuff. So it's like I'm constantly adding the stress onto myself. Like the remix tournament that we did with the new tee pads, I decided that I was going to do this dramatic reading at the tournament with music playing in the background to tell everybody the story of the remix. I'm not a public speaker. Why did I put this on myself? But it's just, I'm constantly putting a lot more pressure on myself than I really need to for these tournaments. But it's good. It's for the people. It's so they can enjoy the sport more.
Yeah, and it's a good way to grow the sport because you're reaching out and drawing more people to it instead of just having a basic course.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's huge. So with all your TDing that you do and whatnot in your life, how much coverage do you get to watch, and which do you like to watch more, MPO or FPO for the Pro Tour?
I mean, I don't watch as much coverage as I used to. I do feel like I'm a little biased towards MPO right now just because of Luke Taylor being so kind and he signed all those disc for us. Anytime I see him on a card, I'm watching that coverage. But, I love to see Kyle Klein and Andrew Marweed. I'll watch them when they're ever on their coverage too. But I love FPO too. I mean, it's the same sport, but it's different. Like FPO, they make it look so elegant and so easy. And I mean, MPO just seems, I don't know, it's more unobtainable for us new people when we're watching that. Like we're never there. But I love watching both of them, and I'd love to see them both grow.
Yeah. Yeah, I like watching the FPO because it's like the layouts that they throw are more realistic to what I'll ever see.
Exactly.
Like I'll never see like 1,000-foot hole, like par 4. It's like, yeah. I'm never gonna throw that far. So I was like,
I love watching following. Probably I follow them all on social media more than I actually do their coverage. Like some of the FPO ladies on their social media accounts are really funny to watch, and
yes,
and then people like Scott Stokely is really fun to watch, and just they make it really entertaining for all their followers.
Yeah, it's like it's cool to watch MPO throw those shots, but it's like I'll never get to that point. So I'd much rather watch the FPO side where it's like, all right, this is more to my level and more of what I'll see out in real life.
Way better than us, but it's more obtainable. Like
if
I focus my life on it for the next year or two, I'll get there.
Yeah.
Focus 80 hours a week for the next 2 years, I'll get there.
So do you have any questions for me so far?
I was kind of curious, what got you into podcasting? Was it something you've always wanted to do, or?
Funny story. So, I'm not sure if you heard of RC Disc Golf. It's another podcast that's local to our area. Okay. I started off there. My buddy Jimmy, who lives a block over from me, he started that, and then he talked to me the one day when we were doing like a practice round together because he's telling me how he's having a hard time getting his show started and everything. And then I was like, all right, yeah, I'll pop on for an episode. We'll see how it does. Yeah, it's just a guest, and it did pretty well. So he goes, what about co-hosting? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm not that good at this stuff. I don't know.
do something like this.
And yet I ended up saying, sure, whatever, we'll try it. So I did it for a whole year, got a lot of experience. He taught me a lot about public speaking and how to handle like talking on a podcast and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then we kind of had ideas that kind of differed. Like he wanted to keep his show focused on his way. And I was like, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing my own thing. He goes, all right, that's really cool. And then when I first started this, he was still helping me. Like I'd shoot a message right before the episode, hey, mind hopping on and help me through this? He'd be like, yeah, no problem. And he'd talk me through it and everything. But yeah, so that's
great.
Because of my buddy Jimmy, this is what got me to do this. And then I came up with the idea of, you know what, I don't like talking as much, so I'd rather reach out to people and have them share their disc golf journey. And then I was like, and then it also came up to my idea, like, most people in disc golf seem to think that they have to win and be really good to have the opportunity to talk. I'm like, no, I just want to reach out to everybody.
That's such a simple idea, and it's great though.
Yeah, because everyone has a story, but not everyone has a chance to share it. So it's like, I'm going to make that my responsibility to get as many people on here so they can share their story and talk about disc golf.
I think that explanation just made me fall in love with your podcast. That is an awesome idea. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just people got a story and they just need a place.
Everyone wants to hear regular people talk, and everybody's got a story.
Yeah, you don't have to to be on the show. You don't have to be good. You could be just starting out, you could be just playing for your first week, and I'll still have you on.
I mean, if you need some more content, you can start cycling through our members. We got 21 other members you can go through if you want.
Yeah, definitely have them reach out to me on Instagram, and we'll schedule them in.
I'm hoping some of them are watching right now, actually.
Yeah. If you guys are interested, the Instagram page is disc.seeker.podcast. And just message me on there, get a hold of me, and then I'll put you in the schedule.
This could be you.
Yeah, exactly. That's about all the questions I got for you tonight.
Okay. Well, if anybody wants to look us up and see what we're all about, we're on Instagram and Facebook, 989airbenders. I'm posting all the time about it. I put all of our tournament details on UDisc and Disc Golf Scene. And then, when am I going to see you at our next tournament?
Me?
September? Can you come to the September 20th one?
Oh, that's a long drive.
18 hours round trip.
Yeah, that's a long drive for me.
Right, maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll get you out here.
Before we get off, are any of your guys aiming to get to Worlds is in Buffalo next year? Am Worlds?
Anybody in our club?
Yeah,
Worlds are in Buffalo next year?
Yeah, World Ams is in Buffalo
cool.
next year.
Okay.
Yeah, playing at the courses I play.
And nobody in our club that I know of. I know a couple of our club members last year were involved in D-Glow here in Michigan. One of them played the amateurs, and another one was a spotter for the pros, actually. But yeah, are you guys gonna be a part of that?
I'm gonna if I don't qualify, which is gonna be a long shot, but if I somehow don't don't make it, I'm gonna try and get there and help out with the TDs with what they need, or I'll reach out to Dynamic Disc and see if they need any help setting up or anything.
Cool.
So yeah, I want to be involved in one way or another because it's the first
that close to you, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time that something as big as Am Worlds coming to Buffalo. That's huge for us. So I definitely want to be involved with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, can't miss that opportunity.
Yeah. So if you get a chance next year, you definitely come out for that. Check it out.
All right, you come to one of my tournaments. I'll come out there.
Yeah.
I'm pushing this. I'm not giving up.
Yeah, we'll have to set something up.
Yeah.
All right, man. So good luck on your tournament tomorrow, and thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for having me. I truly appreciate the invite. This was fun.